Good morning and welcome to BOTB HQ in Parsons Green, South West London. My name is Christian Williams, a presenter here at BOTB. And we're here this morning to judge the latest dream car competition, which ran from the 15th to the 21st of March 2021. And just before I hand over to the lawyer this morning, once again, massive congratulations to last week's winner of the dream car competition, Jason Swiftclose, winning that incredible brand new Mercedes A45S and £70,000. I'd now like to pass over to Robin Cumming from Onside Law, who'll oversee the proceedings this morning.
My name's Robin Cumming from Onside Law, and I'll be overseeing the judging this morning. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has already been sent to the auditors as at. I would now like today's judges to introduce themselves and, using the secure link provided, mark on the screen where they think the centre of the ball should be. The group will then come to a final panel decision.
Good morning, my name's Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee and footballer.
I'm Nigel Hicks. I've been a Supply League match official for the best part of 30 years, and I'm an experienced football administrator.
Good morning, my name's Andy Braithwaite and I'm a football referee, mentor and licensed observer.
My name is Chloe Morgan and I'm a goalkeeper for Crystal Palace Women.
My name's Liam Walsh. I'm currently an FA observer and head coach for the Middlesex Referees Academy. I'm also a retired referee.
Hi, my name is Aaron Mendonca. I've been involved in football for over 30 years, firstly as a player and then as a referee.
Hi, my name's Matthew Ray. I've affiliated in multiple counties across England and have refereed from grassroots through to professional academies.
Good morning, my name is Alain Goma. I'm an ex-professional footballer, having played for Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle and Fulham.
Good morning, my name is Leo Donnellan. I'm an ex-professional football player, having been with Chelsea, Fulham and Leyton Orient.
Hi, my name's Renee Hector and I'm a football player for Watford FC Women and I'm a coach for Tottenham Hotspur Foundation.
Judges, please now come to a final panel decision. For your reference, the larger white cross is the calculated average of the 10 individual selections.
Thank you very much, Robin. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning. So we got three players in shot. It's sort of it looks to me like an uncontested possible header from this guy in yellow in the front. His teammate at the back in yellow, I think, is just on looking at the general play. The guy in maroon behind him is looking, I believe, up at the ball intently and looks to be on the move to maybe come in to challenge, but I don't think he's going to get there. And this player, the main player in the yellow, he's got his eyes open. You can see quite a lot of white under his pupil here. So he's looking sort of directly up. And I think as many of you alluded to before, you can't really look through your eyebrows. So he's looking slightly on an angle up, as most of us have agreed. His mouth's open. Arms are coming up, ready to play the ball, I believe. I will draw some lines up from his eye. We've only got one eye here. We've got Nigel's out here, slightly to the left as we're looking at it. And then we've got a sort of a run of options up to Chloe's. And then from these two, this player here, he's got a couple of good eyes. We've got, again, Chloe's is much higher than everybody's. And then we've got Nigel and myself on the lower plane. I mean, I'll start with myself. I mean, I've my red cross here. I've gone slightly lower because of the facial expression of this player in yellow. I think his mouth's open, his forehead is furrowed, and I think he's just ready to flick the ball on and play it. But I'll go straight to you, Chloe, because you're the sort of opposing pole to me. You're the highest up here. If I highlight yours with the magnifier, how have you seen this?
Yeah, almost identical to yours, but I think I also saw that the player was, heading fairly unchallenged, just about to flick the ball on. I think I took from his body shape, it didn't look as tense. And I think his mouth open again sort of suggests that there's another second or so before the ball's about to fall down onto his head. So I obviously had it, the ball as being a little bit higher up. And I think I took the Maroon players' eye line as more of a context. And that seemed to me to be facing more of a kind of 45-degree angle or so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. Nigel, I'll go to you. You're the furthest out here to the left as we're looking at the picture. With this player's eyes, could you explain your choice if possible?
Yeah, I mean, I do think, the further out where we are from the player, the more it looks like he is looking almost directly up, but it's practically impossible to look out at the top of your head. I think his eyelid is covering the upper part of his eye, and I felt his eye was looking out more straight than some others have seen it. So yeah, I mean, my line just comes out roughly at 90 degrees from his pupil for me.
From his pupil, okay.
But yeah, other than that, took the same sight line as you are for the player behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to agree that I think the ball is a little bit further away than you've got it.
Yeah, sure.
I think he's just got a little bit further to come. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Renee, I'll come to you next. You're just above and to the right of Nigel's cross. How did you see the photograph?
Yeah, similarly to what's already been said. Obviously, it does look, he is looking very steeply, but again, you can't necessarily look straight through your head. So I just felt it was that little bit further in front of him, and I've just gone a little bit higher because even though his mouth is open, his body seems relatively relaxed. And I think if the ball was that imminent that some of the other crosses suggest, I think he'd maybe be tensing his face, but more maybe squinting if he was about to make immediate contact with the ball. So I feel like also it's just got 1 second or so until the ball's going to drop. So that's why I've gone a little bit higher and just referenced it with the player in Maroon's eyes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, before I get to the main group of choices in this cluster, I'm going to remove Chloe's because it's quite a way away, and then draw another line. I'll draw it from the middle of the guy's forehead, which gives us a much narrower band up from this player. And I'll leave the other cross up from mine. That just takes the side of mine. It would have come across a little bit. So we've got quite a narrow vision up from this player in Maroon. It's a bit wider with Nigel and Renee's cross. I'll come straight to you, Liam. You're basically in a very central position to the position of the ball we have at the moment with this average. How have you seen this?
I've gone with much like what you said, your initial description of the action. Adding to it, I feel it's a bouncing sort of. I took a little bit that you got the dugouts behind it. I feel it's like one of them horrible bouncing balls in midfield. And the guy in purple has got clear eye line on it. He's looking to get in and challenge. That's what my angle is there from. But regards the guy in yellow, I've taken that again. What we mentioned before, you can't see through. You can't see that far back, so I've kept it. I feel that it's steep, but I've kept my cross credible in front, that he can see the whole of the ball.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think there's a sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us up in that sort of quite narrow band. I mean, Harry, you're again very close to this the position of the ball as we've got it on the average. I'll highlight yours. Yours is purple cross. How have you seen this?
Well, we for example, we can only see in player in yellow. We can only see one eye. The other one is covered, but still, I drew a line between just closer where I think that his eye would be, and then placed my cross in between. That's why I came slightly more to the left. The player in maroon on the back, obviously because he is slightly further away, his angle will always increase until he gets to where the ball position is. But I felt that the second eye line that you drew, I think is consistent where I think the ball should be.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. And now I'll come to the sort of the main group of 5 up here, or sorry, 4. I've Liam's a bit. Alain, your is a sort of pink cross here. I've highlighted that. You're just above me and to the left of Andy. Any different thoughts on this photo, or how have you seen it?
No, I think, most of it has been said. I think as you mentioned, we can clearly see some white at the bottom of the eye of the yellow player. So I think it's looking quite steeply. Similar to you, I thought the player in maroon was not looking, that high. Hence, I chose this position.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. And just next to you is Andy. Again, I'll magnify your choice. How did you see the photo, Andy?
Thanks, Matt. Not much different to what most people have sort of suggested here. For me, I took the guy in yellow, as we stated, on the left. He's looking really intently on the ball. As has been said, his mouth's open. The ball is fairly close. And again, a slight angle away from sort of dead straight up because of, obviously what's been already said. The guy to me in the maroon purple, to the right, he's looking really intently on the ball. I've taken quite a bit from him through his 2 eyes, which we get a good look at. The guy behind in the yellow, I just think he's a little bit further away. I did have a look at his eyes. We have actually got 2 reasonable views on both his eyes, but I feel he's either looking at the player in purple or he's just looking like basically into the situation. But going back to the guy in yellow to the left, yeah, that's where I place my centre of the ball.
Okay, thank you very much. Matthew, I'll come to you. You're in light blue here, just to the right of Leo's. How have you seen this photo? Any different of opinion of what's happening, or?
No, is a short answer. I think, I've gone as steeply as I could without him looking through his forehead. And I think, as Rene said, I don't think the ball's too imminent. He's fairly comfortable. Either he's going to play it or it might even be sailing over his head. I don't know. I've had to go off his eyes alone and the player in purple's eyes too, who I don't think is looking too high. And I've just cross-referenced them to give that point.
Yeah, thank you very much. And lastly, Leo, you're right next to Matthews here. Do you agree with everything that's been said?
Yeah, pretty much, Matt. All I'd say, like Matthew, I thought the player in yellow was looking very steeply. I think his body shape sort of tells me that his back and everything is very straight. His neck is very slightly tilted back, and his eye line is looking as steep as he can for me. So all those 3 things together just tells me he's looking steeply.
Yeah, sure. No. So we've got 6 of us up in quite a steep line, and all at the moment to the left side of the average as this white cross is calculated. What I'd like to do is to draw some more lines up from this player in yellow to get a sort of slightly narrower view of how this is looking. And I think I will clear all the lines, and I will now remove Nigel and Rene's. Excuse me. Which brings this average into a quite a tight cluster. Although there's Aries now is slightly over to the left, he made a very good point about, although we can't see this player in his player's right eye, it does show, I think, a little bit of a better spread, and also takes into consideration the other choices that are they've been removed and further out. So if I take this across here, it gives us a quite a small quadrant. And if I put the magnifier over the position of this new position of the ball, it does encompass us all. Ever so slightly, mine's popping out at the back. But I think that's a fairer call of what we've been looking at it. If I put the other 3 choices back in, I think it gets skewed a bit further away especially with this guy in yellow's eye, where we can see quite a lot of the white behind. So I'd like to progress to a vote with those three choices of Nigel's, Rene's, and Chloe's removed to get this average the centre of the ball. And if I put the magnifier over the centre of the ball, I think that's a really good position, looking at the players' views, and especially this player in yellow below with the white under his eye. So Nigel, I know I've removed you, but if you could a yay or nay, please.
Sure. I mean, I would actually. I mean, the thing is, the three you've removed are all on one side, so it is going to move it. The cross, as you say, it moves it back across. But happy to go with the majority. I mean, I do stand by my view that I think my angle was looking out, but I appreciate I'm an outlier.
No, that's sure. I mean, I would point out that now we've got basically three on the left side of the calculated white average of the centre of the ball, and four. I mean, if we could remove Aries to make it a very narrow band, but I don't think that's fair or credible to to the other three choices on the outside. So, sure. And Andy,
it's a tough call there, mate. I personally feel that the last two that you took out were possibly should have stayed in. If anything, possibly just blue should have gone, because that's obviously slightly higher than the majority of us, but that's my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I will reiterate this, this player's eye line, the majority of us are looking straight up. And I just personally, and as lead judge, could not see how if I highlight Nigel's here or Rene's here, the player in yellow is looking at the centre of the ball. And it's very important, this, because I think that from the players of this competition, they are looking at the eye lines of the balls. They're not interpreting the shot and how as maybe that some of us are doing. And so that's the principal reason for that removal. Okay, thank you. Chloe, and again.
Sorry, I'm on mute. No, I'm happy with the average as it is now. I think that represents quite a tight cluster. Yeah. Great.
Thank you very much. Liam?
Yes, happy.
Great. Thank you very much. Ari?
Yes, I'm happy with this cluster.
Lovely. Matthew?
Yeah, I'm happy with this too.
Thank you. Alain?
Yeah, happy with the average as it is now. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Leo?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Matt. Yeah.
Yep. And lastly, Rene?
Yeah, I disagree, but that's fine. We'll go for the majority.
that's fair enough. Okay. Thank you very much, Robin. After a good debate, we proceeded to go forward with this average of the position of the ball, which I'm highlighting now, with Nigel, Rene, and Chloe's choices removed.
Thanks, Matt. If you're all happy, then please click submit. Thank you, judges. The coordinates selected are 1215, 1238. These coordinates will now be passed to the auditors ASETs to calculate the winner of the competition, and they will then inform BOTB. That concludes the judging process. Thank you.